everyone, it's Hayes, and we've got some kind of little pieces of news to discuss, but quite a few of them. If you didn't know, Thomas Astruc and Sebastian, he's one of the other writers, and I think he's like the lead concept artist kind of on the show, they did an interview on a YouTube channel that I don't know the name of. I'm so sorry. I didn't watch it because first of all it was in French, and whilst I can speak some French, I was also being made to watch the football, so that was fun. I was really hoping England would lose so I wouldn't be subject to any more of it. And I also wouldn't have watched it anyway because you all know how I feel about Thomas Astruc. However, there's been quite a bit of news coming out about it. So we're going to start with what I think, in my opinion, is the biggest piece of news about it. So one of the questions they asked was about Cerise. So Sebastian says, Cerise is a villain without costume. She's a villain all the time. There is a reason why, but this reason, neither I nor Thomas Astruc will reveal it to you yet. And then the interviewer asked, you mean you already intend to tell it, as in the show? And Thomas says, yes, and you know what? We have already told it, but you haven't noticed. Okay. A lot of people have been speculating, and I think the, top reason that everyone thinks at the moment is just because Lila hates Ladybug. And that's a really powerful motivation. And I'm like, is it, though? I'd like the motivation to be that if Gabriel's motivation wasn't so much more absolutely amazing and solid. I've always thought, and I'm like, whatever they're going to do for Lila's motivation is going to have to be absolutely amazing to blow Gabriel's out of the water. It really needs to be something spectacular to be able to one-up what Gabriel wanted. Because, no, I don't like Gabriel, but I did think his motivation, the reason why he was doing all of this, was perfect. Plus as well, what Ladybug did to Lila in Volpina, while she embarrassed her, in my opinion, really wasn't that bad. Okay. And it also doesn't explain, all the wig stuff and what's going on with her mums, which I do hope we will get told what that's all about exactly. Yeah, I really don't know. And if the motivation really is that Lila just hates Ladybug and that's the reason she's doing all of this, I'm a bit like, okay, well that's a bit rubbish. You know what I mean? It could be a lot better. It's hard to really guess though, because I don't know what Lila's doing with all these disguises and her mums. But if she was that hurt by Ladybug, she has all these different disguises. We already know the Lila wig is a disguise. So she was in disguise from season 1, from her first appearance. Then couldn't she have just been like, okay, well I'm gonna move schools because I hate this and come in with a new disguise and try again? You know, I don't buy it as it being she hates Ladybug. I think it's something else. But I also don't have a clue what. I think her hating Ladybug is a bit of a rubbish one. But anyway, there's some more. So Thomas and Sebastian already have ideas on how to start and finish seasons 7 to 9. So obviously season 6 already been finished writing. It's currently being animated and stuff. But 7 to 9. I do believe what was the last season that was confirmed? I swear it was only season 8. I don't remember. Anyway, 9 seasons. However, that's not all, because Thomas has ambitions and ideas to get us to season 12 of Miraculous. And listen, I don't mind. Let's do 26 seasons. As long as you have the ideas and the momentum and it's good, let's go for it. My only issue would be if we get to season 10 and it starts to feel a bit like it's going downhill a little bit. You know, you might have heard the phrase, leave them laughing. It basically means go out whilst it's still good. Don't carry on until it's getting a bit rubbish. Leave them on a high note. Let's have a good ending with a really good last season instead of dragging it out needlessly. So, yeah, I understand he's not fully in control of that because it's not up to him what seasons get commissioned and stuff. With TV shows and commissioning, they'd be looking at how much Miraculous is making on their networks, how much they're making in toys and other marketing materials. So it wouldn't just be down to Thomas. But, let's go for it. If you want to do 50 seasons, let's do 50 seasons, as long as all 50 seasons are really good quality, because I was still really disappointed with season 5. And speaking of the seasons directly, the opening for season 6 hasn't been decided yet. They're still discussing if they will change it or not. I'd like them to change it. I think my favourite opening was actually the season 4 opening. But I feel like it maybe should change, so it has a bigger focus on all the other heroes now. Especially Argos, because Argos, obviously, he only debuted this season. He wasn't in the opening, so I'd like that. And then on the animation front, probably a lot of you are going to be upset, but SMAG will no longer be working on Miraculous. Everything is going to be developed entirely in France, apart from all the voice acting, which will be done in all the different countries it gets dubbed in. So, yeah. And then I don't care because I don't know anything about animation, but I know a lot of you really like them, so it's that. And then the last piece of news from the interview is that a meeting will be set up in the coming weeks to decide whether or not there will be a live-action film for Miraculous Ladybug. It says film rather than TV show, so they're not going to do a live action TV show, although that's not to say that will never happen in the future. But does this mean they're going to do a live action version of Jeremy's film? A completely new film that perhaps Thomas and his team are going to write? No idea, there weren't that many other details given with this. And honestly, I don't hate the idea of there being a live action. My only reservations with it are, first of all, I do feel like sometimes live actions are a bit like, why did we need that? Like, we already have the rest of it. Do we need that? Like, I really feel like Jeremy's film last year brought something new to the franchise. And when I say new, I also mean better. So a lot of the times I'm just like, do we really need a live action, or do you just want more money, sort of thing? And then my second reservation is that I would be so incredibly nervous for all of the people they're going to cast to play the kids, because they would cast children, probably a little bit older than the 13, 14 ages Marinette and Adrian are, but still children nonetheless. And this fandom is absolutely relentless. They will bully anyone for anything. So, yeah, I'm pretty reserved about having a live action film. I don't hate the idea, but with the way this fandom are attacking anyone for anything, I just think it's pretty gross. I said I didn't like Marinette's outfit, and I got sent ableist slurs. Is it ever really that worth it? The answer's no, by the way. It's not. Okay. Anyway, that was all of the information out of the interview. I'm still unsure about that Cerise thing. I don't think hating Ladybug is that good of a reason. Like, you're doing all of this because you don't like Ladybug? So is your wish going to be to get rid of her? Okay. Alright, just see, like, how long is she going to have the Miraculous for? Up until, like, the end of season 9, then? 4 seasons because she doesn't like someone? Like, I am petty, but not even I am that petty. Anyway, I would love to know what you all think of this, besties, and I will see you in the next one.